Alright guys, today we're going to talk about how to set up a canopy tent. We're actually going to set up a 20 by 40 canopy tent today, but the same rules that apply for a 20 by 40 apply for any of your other sizes, 10 by 10, 15 by 15, 20 by 20, 20 by 30. All of them work the same way. This just happens to be the biggest one, so we're going to be able to show you all aspects of setting up a canopy tent. So when we give you the stuff from Recreation Equipment Issue, we're going to give you a whole bunch of stuff. When you get home, you're going to want to lay all this stuff out to make it easier to find. So what we've got here is 3 bags of poles. Each bag is going to have 5 base poles, 4 top sides, a middle pole, and a center top pole. So each bag is going to have the same amount of stuff in it. You can kind of see how it's laid out. I also recommend you bring a hammer. It does not come with the kit, but you can have a regular household hammer, a sledgehammer, something to pound those stakes in with. You got 3 bags. You also have your canopy tent. Bear in mind, a 20 by 40 canopy tent by itself weighs about 80 pounds. So make sure you have someone to help you out. Those things are pretty darn heavy. After your canopy, your poles, and your bags, you've got your stakes. For a 20 by 40 tent, you're going to have a total of 16 stakes and then 16 ropes to go with it. Different size tents need different numbers of stakes and ropes. Your Recreation Equipment Issue staff members can help you get that correct amount. We're going to go ahead and set one up. So guys, if you guys in the back, we'll go ahead and take our 20 by 40 canopy and we're going to spread this thing out right over here in the grass. When you're doing this at home, the more organized you are, the better. I highly recommend that you spread everything out, then take your poles and place them where they need to be assembled next before you actually go to set anything up. Now, when you're looking at this tent, one way to find out if you have the bottom or if you have the top facing up. The bottoms are going to have these little loops right here. These are for tightening up on the drawstring over here. If you look in the far corner, you'll also see a little sticker, which is a flame resistant certification sticker. If you see that, you have the bottom facing up. You need to flip it out, or in this case, simply continuing unfolding it, and you'll be able to get to the top having that up. And for the sake of space for us, we're going to rotate this 90 degrees to make sure that we have enough room to set this tent up. All right, so we got it all laid out now.
Hey, Brittany.
We're going to go ahead and take our poles and we're going to place them at all the necessary points. For all the corners and all the sides is going to be a base pole, which looks like this, and a side pole, which looks like this. Side pole just slides right into the base pole, and you got it right there. Additionally to all the side poles, you're going to go ahead and assemble your center poles, which includes a base, double-sided middle pole, which has both the same ends in the center, and then your top pole. Now we don't need these right at this moment, so we're going to set these to the side, but we have them already assembled for when we're ready to use them. While they're finishing that, we're going to go ahead and take all of our stakes and our ropes for every corner pole. So by corner, I mean right here, where the corner of the tent is, and you have one pole here, you're going to need 2 stakes and 2 ropes for every corner. For every side pole, where 2 sides of the canvas do not come together, but it's just on the side, you just need 1 stake and 1 rope. So they're going to go ahead and lay that out. I highly recommend you lay stuff out before you go to put this thing up. It makes it much simpler. Alright, once we've got everything laid out, we've got all the stakes, all the ropes, all the poles, and the canopy all laid out, the best thing to do is to pick a corner. For today's exercise, we're going to start at this corner. Whether you're doing this in a group as large as what we have here, or whether it's just 1 or 2 people, it's always best to start in one corner and work from there. If it's just 2 people working together, we'll start here and go all the way around in a circle, putting one pole up with the ropes at a time. If we've got a group of people, we can divide up into teams of 2. We'll put up one corner, then the next group will start with the next one and go this way around. The other groups will go this way, and we'll kind of converge on that far corner. All right, this is where having the hammers is very helpful. Best thing to do, especially if you're not of the tallest nature, go ahead and place the end of the pole into the grommet. Place the ends of the rope, which has a loop on it, over it. In this case, it's a corner, so we need 2. And then go ahead and stand this bad boy up. Okay? Then you have your partner or your teammates. They're gonna loop the ends. They're gonna open up the handles. They're gonna loop it around the stake. They're gonna bring it fairly close in to the poles, but trying to keep it in line with the sides. So this one's gonna come straight out here, and this one's gonna come straight out here. They're gonna place these stakes in at about a 45-degree angle. If they're straight up and down, we find they tend to get pulled out easier, but if they're at a 45-degree angle facing away from the sides, they tend to stay in much better. Then you're gonna drive these all the way down to the ground. Good. And now that he's got that in there, he's going to go ahead and pull the handle and tighten the rope slightly. This is my first one, so I'm not going to want to get it too tight right now. I'm just kind of doing it as a place marker. Name goes, you guys can see what's going on here. Once you get those in, that'll hold. To tighten or loosen this rope, simply take the dowel rod, push it so it slides through the hole, pull the rope, and then recreate the tension by turning it sideways. Loose, tight. Makes it much easier than trying to do a bunch of funky knots. All right, got teams? Let's go down the sides, get the rest of it up. As these sides are going up, you see that they're doing a really good job of trying to keep it as taut as possible. The more you keep it taut now, the less adjustments you're gonna have to make later. So these guys are doing a really good job of keeping it taut, working it off of the corner post, and continuing around. Now that we've got all the sides up, we're going to go ahead and place the center poles in position and have them standing up. From there, it's going to look a little wonky because it's not going to have everything tight and taut and dressed. Once we get these center poles in, then we'll go back, we'll tighten up or loosen the ropes, move the stakes as we need to make sure everything looks good and has proper amount for wind and rain to be taken off of everybody. Center poles line with these center grommets very carefully so that you don't puncture holes in this thing. Alright, go up together. Not bad, guys. So now we go through the adjusting process. So we've got everything up, now we need to dress it. This is where we come in If it's loose on the side, you got some sagging spots. You find a counterbalance point and pull to get it straightened out, and then adjust. Now, if you were to step outside, it's going to look a lot cleaner, a lot more dressed. Now, we could spend several more minutes cleaning this up, dressing it up, taking time for the purposes of this video to get the idea of how to work it up. Always make sure that when you're doing this, if it's a high wind, it's probably not the best thing to do. The more people you have, the quicker it goes. I've done this with just me and one other person. It took me over an hour to do. With us together, it took us probably about 15-20 minutes. Yeah, if you have any questions, let your REIS staff know. Thank you.